Hello everyone. My name is Sarah Ritt. I'm an artist and a tarot reader. And I know it's been a while since my last reading. I did one just before Halloween that felt really, really magical. I apologize. I know the holidays affect everyone differently, and for many of us there's stress, even as it's an entirely different ballgame this year. But what I figured I would do for this particular reading is just focus in on A, where we are, what we've just come through, and that, you know, pertains to Thanksgiving, for example, what we've just come through as we've started this holiday season, and where we're headed. So I went ahead and pulled some cards. I didn't stick to the usual V shape, but I just did it a little bit intuitively, and that shape is pretty intuitive anyway, but I switched it up a little bit. And I have some really interesting messages. What I like about them is they're actually pretty straightforward. So see if this resonates for you guys. What I'm getting is that we've come through some intense situations, and in those, I pulled the Seven of Swords, but reversed. Now this guy, there's a feeling of either sneakiness, dishonesty, or secretiveness, keeping things under wrap. Sometimes both. I shouldn't even say either or, because every card is so much more layered than that. But what I'm getting here with this guy in reverse is that we've had to ask some uncomfortable questions. We've had to face some really intense situations and look at things from a place of honesty, clarity, power. This almost feels like cleaning house in a way, so if that's been with other people, for example, that, haven't been treating us great, really allowing ourselves to see that in new ways and not tolerate it. So that's a really interesting message. And I know that, because I'm reading for all of you as a collective, and this is going to hit everybody a little bit different, this is this is representative of many different situations for many different people. So for some of you, it may just be you asking yourself some questions that you haven't been in the right place to ask before, but just finding yourself answering them differently. For others, it probably has felt more external. But however that turned out, there's this feeling of coming to a place of greater power, which you have here with King of Wands. Now, wands are fire. Fire gets into that territory of personal power and confidence and sometimes being front and center. I mean, this is a very Leo energy. So there is this feeling of being in your power. Here I am, center stage, and feeling really good about that, feeling really strong. And so intuitively, what I'm getting is that we've emerged from an uncomfortable situation and we're in our power here. And I feel like with that, the Tower energy has come up. So there's probably been an element of surprise in one way or another with this energy, but it's also just been a really good thing, and even more than that, a really necessary thing for the energy to be shaken up, moved around, rearranged, and refocused. You know, what I'm getting is a lot of things that haven't mattered, but maybe that we've been making matter, have been getting in the way of peace of mind, happiness, clarity, greater focus. And so this energy is so often necessary to shake that up and have old things die off or fall away or crumble in order to emerge, to reemerge from a greater place of power and clarity. So yeah, I feel like this is the best possible result. You know, it's again, it's that feeling of empowerment. It's that feeling of rebirth in a way. So that's already a really positive step in a new direction and just incredibly powerful. So good on you. Whatever this situation was, good on you, because you're learning new things and you're growing in the process. And that's huge. So I decided to just go ahead and pull some cards moving forward. And again, just focusing it, at very least focusing it loosely on this holiday season. I know we're kind of reaching a new level of holiday since we've just finished with Thanksgiving. And again, it's different than anything any of us have ever experienced because this is the holiday season in the pandemic. So yeah, but also going forward, the message was pretty clear and concise. So here you have Page of Wands, and again, fire. And I feel like more than anything, this is an energy of newness, new beginning, fresh start. Now, it's next to Two of Swords, which can indicate choice. And so, as I pulled another card alongside this one, I got Ten of Wands. And tens are endings. And this guy, even as he's fire, which I often think of as, you know, lighter, freer, more empowered, this guy is weighing himself down with a heavy workload or heavy emotions. I feel like it's probably some of both. And in this instance, I'm getting a kind of a the choice is yours vibe. Again, because tens are endings, there is this feeling, and I feel like I've been watching some really interesting tarot readers. One, Chris at Minopon Tarot, talks about this being a kind of about a sense of completion, of going homeward, even as it's really heavy energy. So I feel as if that ties in a really interesting way with coming into our power here. So it's kind of like we've done the work for ourselves, but we have a choice whether or not we want to stay in this place of heaviness, and maybe some of us need to just take our time with that and finish something up, complete a cycle. allow for a slower pace of doing things, even if we get weighed down in the process. Or there is that choice to really embrace the new direction. And yeah, so once again, I feel like even as it presents as either or, it's going to be different for every one of you. And that is something I continue to learn as not only as I read for you guys as a collective, but as I watch some of these other beautiful readers also read for the collective, a collective. I believe there's a lot of overlap in these collectives, but that it really is different for each and every one of you. So, yeah, to me, this is a very pure energy as well. And because this is Page of Wands, and pages are younger than knights, there is this feeling of, I want to say, purity of youth, so purity of intention. I've been doing a lot of work for myself, setting intentions, even just for the day. And so this feels like setting an intention of newness. So again, there is that underlying message that we have a choice, whether or not to consciously set an intention going forward that may be completely different from how disempowered we felt here. I mean, let me rephrase that. We were coming into our power here, calling out whatever sneaky or dishonest energy this was. But this almost feels like a new level of clarity and power, but there's something very pure about it. So we have a choice. Again, it's whether we want to focus in on the new, complete the old, or in other cases, stay stuck in the old. And I'll be the first to admit, I have some stuck energies that I am working through. And so this is a constant reminder for me as well, that there is a choice each and every day. So that's a really powerful message that I got. And then I just pulled a few cards to see if there wasn't just a general message or a closing message that wouldn't be beneficial for us as a collective. And what I got here is High Priestess. And I feel like, very similar to the moon energy, High Priestess is also watery. I believe she's associated with Cancer, also like the moon. So she goes very deep in her knowing. And I feel like what this is saying, even as it goes very deep, there's a directness to it following the last three cards. Each of you will know for yourselves which direction to go in. If you really take the time to listen in and trust in the messages that you receive, it's going to be different for everyone. So just trust in that to guide you forward. Whatever that means for you, each and every one of you, it's going to be different. And then these last three cards, they feel like kind of almost like a chronology of what we've been through as a collective. So here you have Page of Pentacles reversed. Now, I so often think of him as continually learning. And because he's Earth, there is a practicality there. But again, he's a page, and so there's a purity of this energy. It's new, it's not yet matured, and there's something actually really beautiful about that if we think of that energy of youth. So it feels like we've learned some things. you know, and he is right next to Eight of Swords, also reversed. Now, this is a card just dealing with trapped thinking, any one form, and you know, that could be anything. But I love that it's on its head again. So what I'm getting from this is, and maybe we've learned, but also we're still learning. So we're in the process of learning how to move past our own trapped thinking, how to move past our own anxiety. And with that, we have the power to realize our truer, fuller desires and see them manifest, which is really beautiful, you know, because I know that this can feel like, this can feel like a really disheartening time to be alive, and then we have the holidays, you know, so it gets complicated. It's intense. So then to see a beautiful energy like this, which is so much about merriment and satisfaction and just actually getting what you want or realizing what you want more fully in a way that's satisfying. I mean, what a beautiful note to end this reading on. If you think about it, what this reading says to me is that we've done the work and we're doing the work and we're seeing results. So thank you so much for tuning into this. And if you like this reading, if this resonates for you, please go ahead and subscribe. I should also say that because this is the holiday season, I'm in the process of being a little bit better about letting people know about my Etsy store as well. So for those of you who are interested, I create my own artwork. I incorporate images of the tarot, and I'm in the process of making sun catchers, which are beautiful with tarot because they capture the light and all those vibrant colors are right there, and it's a very yummy kind of experience. So I am selling sun catchers, tarot stickers, tarot charms. Yeah, please check me out. I'm at sacredrock.us, and yeah, I hope that you all have a wonderful holiday in the present, you know, and again, that's going to be different for each and every one of you. But I hope that it's satisfying. I hope that it's fulfilling. I hope that you really continue to enjoy stepping into your power and owning your fuller, deeper knowing. So happy holidays, everyone, and bye for now.